Speaking of G's,
Mhm.
Amado Guevarra.
Wow.
Gee.
That was that was something.
Yeah, I'm not terrible. But you know what is terrible? This towel incident. When I tell you, I've never seen tackles. I mean, I've seen bad tackles. I've seen the Brian Mullen tackle on Zakuani. I've seen Nigel De Jong in the World Cup kicking through somebody's chest. The towel incident, if we're talking jail time, lifetime bans, this towel incident might be the only thing I'd say top of the top. So Amado Guevara, the only MVP in Red Bull history outside of, how BWP got robbed and Thierry Henry got robbed and all the other ones who got robbed. He's the only one who actually won it. He was fast, he was quick, he was skillful, and he was not immune to a cheeky dive and roll every once in a while, if you know what I mean. Midweek, San Jose comes to visit good old Giant Stadium on July 3rd, right before 4th of July. So we're all celebrating America. And sitting on the bench, sorry, let me go back. It's a second half. Let's tell you where we are. It's a second half. Teams are level on the scoreboard, 80th minute of play. The ball rolls out of bounds underneath San Jose's covered bench. Sitting on said bench was Romario Corrales, who had just been subbed out after being absolutely tormented by Red Bull MVP Amado Guevara for 80 minutes. The score was 3-3, so it tells you how badly he was getting beat up. As Guevara went to retrieve the ball, he ran out, picked it up, and went to go take the throw quickly. But he felt a tug at his shorts, and his chance to get the ball back into play was impeded. As one does when somebody grabs your shorts, he looks around to see, referee, did you see that? And from this moment, terror struck on the soccer field. As Guevara was looking around to the referees, out of the covered benches shot the weapon in question. The rolled up, flicked towel slightly grazed Amado Guevara in the stomach area. And as we know, while the towel made contact with the jersey in the stomach area of Amado Guevara, the air from the whip traveled up into his facial area, causing him to collapse on the floor, holding his face motionless for seconds. I mean, 30 seconds, didn't even move. That's how fierce this towel attack was. As the referee crew gets together and chats about the incident for what seemed like ages, probably because they were wondering whether or not they needed to call the police and have him arrested for this vicious and violent attack. Instead of sending him straight to jail, they decided just for the red card and dismissed Corrales for violent conduct. However, the AR on that side alerted to the center referee that there may have been just a smidge, just a pinch of exaggeration on the part of Guevara. And therefore, Guevara was also shown a yellow card for simulation, marking what I have to imagine was the first time a player was sent off while somebody also was seen by the referee crew as knowingly diving to get their attention. Never have I seen it done. Never have I found it in research. But a player was sent off because they did something that somebody dove to draw more attention to. The rest of the match actually was crazy from the 80th minute on. They didn't lose a player because it was a bench player at the time. So he wasn't sent off from the field of play. So still 11v11. But our friend Cletus Mathis scored to make it 4-3 in the 91st minute. However, in true MetroStar fashion, the referee screws them again. He allows the game to restart before anybody is ready. Some guy named Landon Donovan drove up the field and scored in the 92nd minute to steal the point for San Jose. In the tale of crazy games and even crazier stories, the Amado Guevarra Towel Incident is up there as one of the best in this league's wonderful history.
I was not expecting you're on mute.
I
I
was
was
I was gonna say, I'm assuming you agree with me that Corrales probably should still be in jail for this ridiculous and vicious attack.
I mean, I didn't see it, but if I'm going off of what you're explaining, I can't say I disagree with you.
I'll send you the video. I got it.
I don't know if I want to see a video. It sounds gruesome.
Viewer discretion is definitely advised. I'm not saying it's not.
I'm surprised that you actually described something negative towards the Red Bull player that's not named Rafa Marquez.
We don't say that name on this podcast unless we
Sorry,
are
he who shall not
slandering
be
him.
he who shall not. Well, I guess I was. I was talking about you slandering him.
You know who. He who shall not be named. He is on the same level as Lord Voldemort in Red Bull lore. Yeah, no, this one was bad. This one was um extremely funny now that you look back at it, but definitely one of those things where people who are like, oh, soccer is just a bunch of guys rolling around on the field. Well, don't show them this video if you're trying to prove them wrong. That's for sure. This one doesn't give us any good graces.
I also forget all the time about how early on that Donovan guy started playing in the league. Like
Right?
03 feels way too early for him, but it probably isn't realistically.
No, it's right about where he started. I think that was his rookie year.
I guess I always picture his Galaxy days when they were kind of in the dynasty, and I always for some reason remember him as like a youngster then, but he really wasn't. His youngster days were San Jose.
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, it's one of those things where you look at people and you're like, oh, they only did stuff with one team, but then there's so much more that can go into it. And yeah, Landon's got one of those careers like OG MLS fans are like, yeah, he was a San Jose legend before he went to LA. But the people who are just coming in know him with Donovan, Beckham, Keane. Like those three were together. They didn't even like know that San Jose existed.